We just witnessed what many people are saying could be one of the greatest single swim meet performances of all time.
Keep your eye on the clock. 3:55, 3:8, world record again. 3:54, 1:8.
She is on pace for her third world record.
And it is. She destroys it again. Macintosh is on fire. Head down to the wall. It is. She destroys it again. Destroys that world record. 2:05.70.
Now, when you talk about the greatest single swim meet performances of all time, a couple common denominators come to mind. Number one, gold medals. Number two, world records. And number three, the stage. Like the amount of pressure that comes with swimming at the Olympics versus the amount of pressure that comes with swimming at like the 2027 South Texas Mary Mountain Dingleberry Splash Open or something like that. Varying amounts of pressure. With this in mind, a few performances come to mind. Number one, and in no particular order except for somewhat kind of in a particular order, Michael Phelps in Beijing at the 2008 Olympics, of course. 8 Olympic gold medals and 7 world records, one of which he did pretty much blind. Another that is still widely accepted to be the most exciting race in the history of sports. And another that just kind of, well, this one just speaks for itself. At number two, and once again, not in any particular order, Michael Phelps is on the list again for his performance at the 2007 Melbourne World Championships, or Melbourne, or whatever, however you want to pronounce that one. He set the stage for 2008, winning 7 gold medals and breaking 5 world records as well. That guy was pretty good. Number three, Ian Thorpe at the 2001 World Championships in Fukuoka. 6 total medals, 3 of them gold, and 3 world records. Coming in at number four, and once again, not in any particular order, Katie Ledecky at the 2015 World Championships. You guessed it, 5 gold medals, 3 world records, and on one of the biggest stages in swimming. At number 5, Kyle Sockwell at the 2011 Speedo Champion Series in College Station. Maybe, I don't know. You saw all those PBs. You saw the percentage of increase in performance. I don't know. Maybe that one deserves to be on the list. And there's plenty more to toss on the list if you go deep into the swimming archives, which I'm sure some of our swimming historians will do in the comments section on this video. But since I am a reasonable person, and I understand that sometimes in this community we put a little bit too much weight on long course swimming and forget about the other part of the sport that is short course swimming, we cannot move on from the section where we talk about the greatest single swim meet performances of all time without talking about Gretchen Walsh and her recent performance at the short course swimming world championships. 11 total world records broken across 9 events. 9 total individual world records because she kept breaking her own world records over and over and over again, and then was a part of 2 world record relays as well. If you don't put this on the list, if you don't put this up there on the list of greatest single meet performances of all time, simply because it's short course and not long course, you're a hater. You're just a straight up hater at this point. But just a few days ago, and the reason we're making this video, we saw this list that we just went through that included Michael Phelps. Katinka Hoshu could be on there. Ian Thorpe, Katie Ledecky, Caleb Dressel maybe at the ISL meet when he broke like 15 world records over the span of 2 days. Kyle Sockwell at that one meet in College Station. We saw it disrupted by none other than Canada's Summer McIntosh, who had I'll go ahead and say it, top 5 single greatest swim meet performances of all time at the 2025 Canadian Bell World Championship Swimming Trials. Summer McIntosh went on an absolute tear, leading me to put out this tweet that caused my DMs to be flooded with a whole lot of disagreeing swimming fans, which I, to my credit, fended off by using this data. Some pretty good data right there. The 400 freestyle is a stacked event. Katie Ledecky, ever heard of her? Ariarne Titmus, ever heard of her? Well, they've all been trading the world record back and forth and back, and then Summer takes a full second off of it. 3:54.18. Now, to put this into a little bit more perspective of how fast this world record is, as if you need that, I want you to imagine real quick with me. Ready? Ready for this? That was actually probably a little bit too long. Let's shorten it. That's how far off Summer McIntosh was from going 353 in the 400 freestyle. That should paint enough of a picture for you. In the 200 IM, she took out an iconic world record set by Katinka Hoshue that stood tall for over a decade and became the first woman in history to break the 206.00 barrier. And hopefully she doesn't get mad at me for telling you this, but Summer actually told me in that 200 IM, she hit the wall on butterfly and turned over for backstroke, started swimming backstroke. She took a peek at the board. There's a giant video board that projects your splits right at that turn end. She took a peek at it because curious, checked her split on the butterfly and kind of freaked out a little bit because it was too slow. Too slow is a very relative term. For Summer, too slow means that it was a little bit slower than she had hoped to be out when she's trying to take out a world record set by Katinka Hoshue and become the first woman in history to go sub 206. So it kind of freaked her out a little bit. So she laid into that 50 backstroke and went 30.8. And I mean, you have to imagine with a 30.8 50 backstroke split, like she could probably be 205 at a minimum in the 200 backstroke, putting her on that top 10 list of all-time performers. Just a random tidbit there. In the 400 IM, Summer McIntosh, well, she went a best time, which just so happens to mean she also broke the world record, which was her best time previously, and became the first woman in history to go sub 424. Pretty fun to be able to say that going to best time is just going a world record. I, for one, do not know what that is like. So that's 3 world records, but on top of those 3 world records, she also became the number 2 performer in history in the 800 freestyle behind someone that you might know, Katie Ledecky, who is known for having that graphic that is typically put up by NBC that shows that she has the top 20 performances in history in the 800 freestyle. Now probably just in the 1500 freestyle. Granted, Lanny Pallister had a pretty good 1500 freestyle that might have disrupted that list a little bit. Summer McIntosh disrupted it quite a bit, becoming the second fastest performer in history in the 800 freestyle behind the GOAT. Now, potentially the most impressive swim from this entire catalog that Summer McIntosh put together at the 2025 Canadian Bell Swimming World Championship Team Trials was her 200 butterfly, where she went 202 and had the world record, a world record that I thought I might never see broken in my lifetime, on her fingertips. The 201.8 set by Liu Siga in, I believe, 2009 in a full bodysuit. Had it on her fingertips at 195 meters. 195 meters. Now, I know what you're thinking. This doesn't seem like enough of a catalog of events and performances to be able to put her on the list, put her in top 5 of the greatest swimming performances in the history of swimming. Well, she also got to wave the checkered flag at an F1 race. Did Phelps do that? Actually, I don't know. He might have done something like that. Did Ian Thorpe do that? I don't know. Did Kyle Sockwell do that? He certainly did not. He walked into a dumpster this morning. Actually, had a really good morning. Went and played tennis, swam, did about 800 yards, decided to keep the morning going. Went and got a coffee. Walking out of coffee, looked down, noticed how dirty my shoes are, and walked straight into a dumpster. Straight into it. And, the only thing that would make the situation worse would be if anyone saw, right? So thank goodness there was like a family of 5 standing right there on summer vacation, right? Hey, let's go get a family morning breakfast. And instead, your kids have to watch a full-grown man like walking down the street, whistling, having a great morning, just walk straight into a dumpster.